Hey Naomi, I just sent this month's child support payment.
Wow, a day early?
I'm traveling for business starting tomorrow. I wanted to make sure it arrives in time.
Oh, okay. I see you're as busy as ever. You never change, do you? You always working is why I got tired of being with you. And also why you lost custody of Sandra.
Honestly, it still doesn't make sense to me. You cheated on me, you broke up our marriage. Why did you get custody of Sandra?
The judge clearly thought you were too focused on work to raise Sandra properly.
I guess you do have a point. I traveled a lot for my work. My parents have already passed, my sister is married and lives in another state. I don't even have any relatives who could help me out. I wanted to make sure Sandra has a good life. That's why I agreed to overpay child support. I'm giving you $2,500 a month. Double what you were legally entitled to.
Yeah, your salary is basically your only redeeming quality. Thanks to you, we're doing quite well. Much appreciated.
Make sure you use it for Sandra.
I know.
By the way, you're gonna get Sandra a cell phone? She's old enough to have her own.
Why do you ask?
She's a sophomore in high school. All the girls her age have phones. It's the only way they can keep in contact with one another. I figured Sandra might be missing out on a social life without me.
She's not really interested in having a phone.
Really? It could be good to have one if she ever got into trouble. I thought it would be for the best if she had one.
Is that all you want? I have to go to work now. Can this conversation be over? I'll think about the phone.
Okay, thanks. Give my love to Sandra.
Hey, Dad. Sorry to message you so late. It's me, Sandra.
Sandra? Is it you? Really?
Yeah, I found your number in Mom's phone.
Oh, I see. I guess your mom finally gave you a phone then.
Yeah, Mom got me one when I got into high school. All the other girls had one, and I guess Mom was hearing from a lot of friends that she should get me one. So, she wasn't really thrilled about it, though.
Oh, well, I'm glad you finally got one. Thanks for messaging me.
I'm glad to talk to you, Dad.
But wait, last time I talked to your mom, she said that you weren't interested in getting a phone. Did you change your mind?
I think she probably just didn't want us talking to each other.
You think so?
I've had a phone for a while now, Dad. She was lying to you.
Well, I guess I can see why she would feel that way. She'd probably get jealous if you were talking to me without her knowing.
Hey, Dad. About custody. I'm living with Mom right now, but that's only until I'm 15, right? Then I can choose who I want to live with, can't I?
Yeah, that's right. Wow, you were listening pretty well during the divorce.
I want to live with you, Dad.
You do?
All I need is somewhere to sleep. Anywhere is fine. I'll work to earn my own money for food, and I'll clean around the house.
Sandra, are you okay?
I think you might need to help me out with the paperwork and stuff for transferring schools, but I'll do as much as I can by myself, okay?
Sandra, slow down. You're aware how far I live, right? You're in New York and I'm in Ohio.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine living anywhere, Dad. I don't mind moving. All I need is for you to say it's okay.
Sandra, why are you asking me about this all of a sudden?
Well, Mom got a new boyfriend.
Boyfriend, huh?
I mean, Mom's single, so it's whatever. She can date whoever she wants, even if she has a daughter. But she kicks me out whenever he comes over to our house.
No?
I understand, and that's partially why I go to work as often as I can after school. But he's staying overnight more often lately.
Oh, wait, she kicks you out of the house overnight?
Yeah, but there's a nice older lady living across the street who lets me stay with her, so that's not a huge problem.
No, that's a really big problem.
Also, I'm working 3 jobs, but we're still having trouble paying for food. I've lost 30 pounds this last year.
You what? I'm giving her more than enough in child support.
You are? She said that you haven't paid any child support since I started high school.
What?
She said your company went bankrupt, so you couldn't pay anymore.
That's not true at all. My company is doing great. I've been paying her $2,500 a month, same as before.
You're paying that much?
I don't believe it. She's been lying to you about child support. What is she doing with that money?
Like I said, Dad, I don't want to live here anymore. Mom's not here right now, so I thought this might be my only chance to talk to you about this.
I understand everything, Sandra. Let's meet up and talk in person. I have the day off tomorrow. I'll take the first flight there in the morning. Can you meet me at the airport without Mom noticing?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, wait for me at the arrival gate.
Gotcha. I can't wait to see you, Dad. Hey, Dad. Thanks for yesterday.
No problem, Sandra. Where are you staying tonight?
My teacher's house. She said she talked to you about our situation and said I could stay here whenever I want. So here I am. LOL.
Glad to hear it. Well, lucky you got a place with such a trustworthy teacher. Tell her I said thanks again.
Will do.
Okay, so just like we planned, we'll aim to get you out of there during summer break, okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much for helping me, Dad. I know you're really busy with work.
Don't worry about it, it's not a problem at all. You're my daughter, and family always comes first. You can rely on me for anything.
Thanks, Dad. I love you.
Matt, what's going on? What did you say to Sandra?
What's your problem?
She says she doesn't want to live with me, that she wants to move in with you. It sounds like you've been talking to each other an awful lot, Matt. How dare you? I am her mother. I have custody of her.
When she's 15, she can choose for herself, Naomi.
What?
Don't you remember? The judge said we should consider transferring custody to me once Sandra's 15.
Wait. You're always traveling for business, though. You can't take care of her. You might be financially capable, but you'll be gone all the time. What will you do while she's home alone?
About that, my company is creating a new headquarters here in Ohio. So I can keep doing my same job without having to travel as much. I'll be able to look after her just fine. And my sister and her husband are moving back into town, so when I'm gone, she can stay with them. There won't be any problem with her living with me.
No way.
Not to mention, you're in no position to be objecting to her choice.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've been sending you $2,500 a month in child support, Naomi. What have you been doing with that money?
Well, you know, the usual stuff. Her tuition, transportation, tutor, supplies. She's going to a good private school. You know that costs money, don't you?
Naomi, you know we've been talking to each other, Naomi. I know everything. How long are you going to keep lying to me? You said she was going to an expensive private school. So you can imagine my shock when Sandra told me what was actually going on. She's going to a public school. She rides a bike to school, so she doesn't even need any transport. She doesn't have a tutor, and on top of that, you lied to her and said I wasn't paying child support. You made her take 3 jobs to pay for living expenses. I was at a loss for words when I met her the other day for the first time in 3 years. She was nothing but skin and bones. She's lost 30 pounds when she should be growing. She's lost 30 pounds when she should be growing. Do you have any idea what you've been putting her through?
Oh, come on, she's just on a diet. Girls her age are sensitive about their weight.
I'm not finished. What's this I hear about you kicking her out of the house at night so you can be alone with your boyfriend? What the hell is wrong with you, Naomi?
Oh my god, she told you about that?
Yeah, she did, but that's not all. I hired a private detective.
You what?
I know you've been spending my child support payments on your boyfriend, Naomi.
Oh no.
I also understand that he's there with you right now. So I bet Sandra's been kicked out of the house as usual. Don't worry though, I've already arranged a safe place for her to stay. She's never coming back to you again, Naomi.
What? Why not?
It's Sandra's choice. I'm speaking to my lawyer tonight about taking over custody of her.
You can't do that. What am I supposed to do with her child support payments?
Yeah, the PI said you'd quit your job to spend more time with your boyfriend. But I'll be suing you to recover every single penny that you spent on your boyfriend or yourself instead of her. So you better find yourself a job, and quick.
Oh god, no. How much is that gonna be?
I'll have to talk to my lawyer for a more accurate calculation, but based on what I've heard from Sandra, you're looking at something around $60,000.
60 grand?
Roughly, yeah, like I said. My lawyer's working on it.
You hired a lawyer?
Yep, but I recommend you do the same.
Matt, wait just 1 second, please. I don't understand any of this. What should I do now?
Ask your lawyer. Goodbye, Naomi. I planned the timing for when Sandra's school went into summer vacation. This way, there wouldn't be any risk of Naomi coming to get her while she was at school. My former in-laws apparently talked some sense into her, so the custody transfer went smoothly. You should have seen the look on my face when the judge pounded his gavel. We found a great school for her in the area, and got her admitted just in time for the start of the new school year. Naomi, well, her parents cut her off. She went into debt to pay off the money she owed me. When her boyfriend learned where she was getting her money from, he dumped her. With no one to support her and nowhere to go, she had to leave New York. Last I heard, she was working at a dive bar in some podunk little town.
Hey, Luke, there's something I need you to do for me.
Huh? Oh, hey Jane. Yeah, of course. What's up?
Well, you know that there's a leak in the roof, so we've got some people coming around to patch it up. I need you to pay them when they get there.
What? Why do you need me to pay for it? I mean, this is yours and Joshua's house, so really, shouldn't you two be paying for this?
Well, it might be our house, but you're still the one who needs to pay for the roof.
Jane, I'm not seeing any reason for why I should have to pay for your roof. It's not like I'm the one who caused the leak in it, so I'm not gonna spend... How much is it?
It's $5,000.
Jeez, you really expect me to just be able to spend $5,000 on your roof? There's no way I can afford to do that. No, you'll have to pay for it yourself. It's just not feasible for me to pay it, and frankly, I shouldn't have to, considering this isn't even my house. If you can't pay it all in one go, you'll have to sort out a payment plan with the builders.
But me and Joshua can't afford to pay it, at all. So why can't you just make a payment plan with the builders instead?
I've just told you why. It's not my house, so it's not my responsibility. If Joshua really needs some help covering it, then I can talk to him and see if I can do something, but I can't pay the full $5,000 for your roof.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
How is it ridiculous?
Well, let's face it, you're freeloading off of us, so you might as well pay your way and help out with something that we clearly need help with. Do you really think that me and your brother can afford to pay $5,000 for the roof? Because we can't.
I've already said that if Joshua asks, I'll see what I can do, but I'm not paying for the entire roof. It's a stupid thing to ask me to do.
So, let me get this straight. You can come and ask to stay at mine and Joshua's house, but you don't have to pay us any compensation for the disruption that you've caused, or the fact that you're invading our personal space? Yeah, I don't think so.
Hang on, so all of this is over the fact that I'm staying with you for a little while? That's why you're acting so horrible and unreasonable?
I'm not acting unreasonable. I think it's only fair that you pay a little towards the house since you're living here at the moment.
I'm only living here because my place is being renovated. It's literally unlivable at the moment.
And we were still kind enough to let you stay with us. So because of that, you owe us a little compensation. I mean, you've been using our electricity, our water, and everything else. Don't you think it's a little unfair that you're not paying for any of it? We're nicer than a hotel as well, so it's really not that much to ask.
If I had known you'd be trying to drain me of every dollar I have, I'd have preferred to have stayed in a hotel. I mean, it wouldn't have come anywhere close to costing $5,000.
Ugh, just stop being stubborn and pay the money. I've already told the builders that you'll be the one to talk to in terms of finance, so you better pay up. They're expecting the payment in full by the end of today. So how about you do me and your brother a favor and stop being a parasite? And maybe just give us the money, yeah?
Wow, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
What? But you have to. I even asked Joshua his opinion in this matter, and he told me that you have to pay for the roof. Otherwise, you can't live here.
He actually said that?
Yeah, I've just messaged him, and he said that if you're being a cheapskate, then you need to pack your bags and get out. We don't want any freeloaders and parasites living with us. If you want to stay, then you need to pay your way. And just because you've annoyed me, I'm going to say that you have to pay for the roof, in full, and start paying half of the rent and bills whilst you're here. In fact, I'll make you back pay all of the money that you owe us whilst you've been here these last few months. I'm going to get everything you owe us.
What is actually wrong with you? Are you trying to make me go bankrupt? And what's all this about Joshua agreeing with you? He's never been a money-loving jerk his entire life. Unlike you, he would never just chuck me out like that. And besides, you don't work at all.
Yes, I do.
You can't call shopping all day long or going to the spa or hanging out with your friends work. All you do is take Joshua's money and use it for yourself. How about you try using some of that money to pay for the roof?
You don't get to tell me what to do in my own home. It's none of your business how I spend my money.
It is when you're trying to blackmail me into paying for your house.
Oh, whatever. You know what? Just get out of the house. I'm fed up with you being such a lazy freeloader. I want you gone from my home by the time I get back.
Seriously?
Yep, you heard me. I want you gone. Like, permanently. So don't even think about coming to visit or anything like that. I don't want you stepping another foot into my home.
Fine, I'll leave for now. But don't think that I won't be having a long conversation with my brother over this. I'm sure he'll have plenty to say on this matter.
Yeah, and it'll all be agreeing with me. If I were you, I wouldn't even bother trying to talk to him. Joshua will just agree with me and you'll feel even more of a pathetic loser than you already are.
Wow, so that's what you really think about me, huh? You really hate me that much?
Yeah, I thought that was fairly obvious. Joshua feels the same way as well.
That's not true in the slightest. I know my brother and he loves me. So no matter what you say, I won't believe you in the slightest.
Sure. Whatever. Just hurry up and move out, okay? I'm going to be coming home soon. So if you're not gone by the time I get back, I'll just throw all of your things out onto the street.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
God, it'll be so good to finally have my house to myself again and not have to share it with some loser.
I wouldn't start celebrating too soon.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, you'll see soon enough. Oh, and don't forget, if I'm leaving, you're gonna have to come back to the house to let the builders do the work on the roof. Unless you like having your very own indoor swimming pool in your bedroom.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, why don't you just stay there until the work is done, and then you can leave. I'll even let you use the internet without charging you for it, considering you'll be watching over the builders. Although, I'll still need the rest of the money you owe.
Hang on a minute, so even though I'm moving out, you're still gonna try and charge me the money that you delusionally think I owe you?
It's not delusional. Over the months that you've been here, you've used up a fair amount of amenities. You need to pay for that.
I think I'll wait until I've spoken to Joshua before I give you anything.
Why do you have to be so awkward? I just want the money and then for you to get lost.
Yeah, well, you don't always get what you want in life. Anyway, I'm leaving now. If you want this roof fixed, you better get back, and quickly. See ya. Hey bro, sorry to bother you whilst you're at work, but I really think that we all need to have a chat. Jane's gone kinda crazy. Hey bro, nah, it's alright. I'm just on break at the minute, so I can talk. What do you mean? Has something happened? It's just, Jane has basically just messaged me and told me that if I don't pay the cost of the roof being fixed, then I can't continue to live with you, and basically, long story short, she's kicked me out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love you bro, but I can't afford to pay $5,000 for your roof. Whoa, hang on, what? Yeah, she said something about me needing to pay you $5,000 for the roof because I've been living with you whilst my place is being renovated. She is also claiming that I owe you money from bills and rent and stuff since I've been using them whilst living with you. But when I refused, she said that I'm just a pathetic parasite and that she doesn't want a loser like me in her home. Oh, and according to her, you agree completely with her and you also hate me. So, yeah. That's a lot to take in. Okay, first of all of that is rubbish. I let you stay with us because you're my brother and I wanted to help you out whilst you needed it. You don't have to pay us anything either. God only knows how much you spent on me and Jane over the years. I think we can afford to put you up for a few months. And lastly, you're not to pay a single penny of that roof cost. That is mine and Jane's problem to deal with, not yours. Well, if you need help or anything, you know I'd be happy to see what I can do. I just can't afford $5,000. And if you want a little bit of money for the increase in bills, I can do that. No problem. I mean, I understand that I've been using your stuff for a few months now, so it's not unreasonable for me to contribute a little bit. No, that's fine. You do the same for us if we ever needed it. I'll have a talk with Jane when I get back tonight and I'll sort this whole mess out. I don't want you wasting your money on a hotel room or anything like that when I've got more than enough space at my house for you to crash in. Besides, your place will be done in a couple months and everything will be fine by then. Oh yeah, in fact, the head contractor called me today and said that it looks like they might be able to finish up earlier than expected. That's awesome. We'll have to throw a little celebration when it's all done. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, I've got to get back to work, but don't worry about moving out or anything. You can head on back home and get back to work for a bit. Oh, and if Jane starts trying to give you trouble again, I know something you can tell her which will make her soon rethink her words. Oh, what's that? Well...
Luke, why did I see all of your stuff still at the house? I thought I told you to get out by the time I got back. Unless, of course, you've decided to pay me all of the money you owe. The $5,000 for the roof and another $3,000 for all of the bills and stuff. Have you finally come to your senses and decided to do that?
No, I'm still not paying for that.
Then why are you still here? I told you, I want you out of my house. This is mine and Joshua's home, and neither one of us want you here anymore. Trust me, I know because I messaged him and he said that he agreed with me. So you should just take your stuff, or whatever's left of it, and get out of here already.
Well, I know for a fact that's not true because I spoke with Joshua earlier and he said that he doesn't want me to pay for a single thing to do with your home. He said that I'm welcome to stay at his home whenever I need to and that I don't have to pay any fees or whatever you're trying to get me to do. Also, he told me not to listen to you about the whole kicking me out thing and to just keep doing what I'm doing at the minute.
Ugh, but he's my husband, so he should just back me up whenever I tell him to. Regardless as to what the argument is about, or if you're his brother, Joshua should know that as his wife, I'm the only one he can side with now.
You know, you are such a horrible woman. I don't know what my brother saw in you when he decided to marry you, but you can be rest assured that my brother is more than capable of making up his own mind on things, and he can decide who to support himself based on who he thinks is in the right. And I think he's decided to back me up, considering how you've been acting towards me lately.
What? So now you're trying to even turn my own husband against me? You're despicable. I wish you'd never come to live in my house. If you think I'm just going to let you walk away without paying some form of compensation, you're wrong. You still owe me $8,000 overall, and I'm going to get every penny of it.
Well, you keep saying that I owe you thousands of dollars and everything, but I've discovered something quite curious. Do you want to know what it is?
What?
Well, apparently the roof only costs $1,500 to fix, and even if I did pay half of the bills from the last couple of months, it would only equate to about $500 to $1,000, if that. So even if we go to the higher end of the prices, that's still only $3,000. Where's this extra $5,000 coming from?
What? How do you know that?
Joshua told me, of course. He knows exactly how much the roof costs, considering he's paying for it, along with all of the other bills. So why are you trying to scam me out of all my money?
Well, it's not like I'm trying to take all of your money. Maybe I just overestimated how expensive everything was. I mean, the economy is awful at the moment, and everything has increased in price, so you can't really blame me for not really knowing the proper amounts and figures and all of that stuff, can you? LOL.
Oh, of course, except...
Except what?
Well, Joshua told me how the other day he had a phone call from a very high-end clothes store asking him for over $5,000. Apparently you'd gone on a bit of a shopping spree and decided to max out your card, except it wasn't your card you were using, it was Joshua's. Now he's stuck paying off all that debt that you owe.
Hang on. Do you mean to say that Joshua knows all about my spending habits and the money I've spent?
Oh, yeah, he definitely does. After that call, he decided to go back over all of the credit statements and saw that you'd spent so much money on clothes and shoes and other useless stuff that he's actually thousands of dollars in debt. All thanks to you. He's definitely not happy about it.
Oh no, I was hoping to try and pay a bit back before he noticed.
Yeah, by trying to blackmail it out of me? How low can you get? And you call me a parasite.
What am I going to do?
Well, I suggest you start with talking to Joshua and trying to sort out this mess that you've created. Secondly, you can get off my back about moving out or paying you money or whatever. I'm gonna be living with you and Joshua for a couple more months, and then hopefully my house will be done and I can move back out, okay?
But Okay,
And I think that perhaps whilst we're both in the same house, we need to set some boundaries so that we aren't constantly at each other's throats. For Joshua's sake, we've already caused him enough grief as it is.
yeah, okay, you're right. I love Joshua and I don't want to cause him unnecessary stress. I've already messed everything up with my out-of-control shopping. The least I can do is just be quiet about letting you stay.
Look, I'm not saying don't speak up if I do something that annoys you. I mean, everyone has bad habits and I don't want to make your house unlivable for you. But maybe just don't go around demanding I pay for things or trying to kick me out when I don't do that.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I think I just got quite panicked and stressed out there over the money and trying to hide it from Joshua that I went a bit crazy. I didn't mean to be so horrible.
And I didn't mean to be horrible either. I said some pretty nasty stuff, so I want to apologize for that.
Okay, how about we just start over and try to get along?
Sounds good to me.
So I'll see you later then?
I'll be the one with all the Chinese food.
LOL, sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
See you soon then.
See you soon.
Sometimes family can be a bit of a tricky thing to deal with, especially in-laws, but with proper communication, often problems can be worked out and relationships can be quickly turned around for the better. Also, if you're having money troubles, don't try and hide it from your partner. After Jane finally came clean to Joshua, the two were able to sort out a financial plan to cover the debts. Jane did have to get a job to help pay back the money, but she was happy to do so if it meant that the burden was taken off of Joshua's shoulders a little bit. People are always stronger together.